We live in an era where a ripple in one corner of the world triggers a tidal wave on the other. Our technology and trade networks have shrunk the planet, but modern crises like economic shocks, cyber attacks, and climate change do not respect national borders. These challenges prove that no country can solve major problems in isolation. So, how do we manage a world without a world government? We rely on global governance, the system of rules and institutions that allows nations to cooperate. At the center of this network sits the United Nations. The United Nations did not appear out of thin air. It was born from the spectacular failure of the League of Nations. The League was paralyzed by a requirement for unanimous voting, which effectively allowed aggressors to veto any action against them. It also lacked military enforcement, standing by helplessly as conflicts in the 1930s spiraled towards World War II. In 1945, world leaders met in San Francisco to build something stronger. The resulting UN Charter established a legally binding framework, moving us from loose debating society to an active, permanent system of international cooperation. The United Nations operates through a unique combination of deliberative and enforcement bodies. The General Assembly, UNGA, think of this as the global town hall with 193 member states. It is where global consensus is built. While its resolutions are non-binding recommendations, they carry immense moral and political weight, often setting the stage for future international law. The Security Council, UNSC. This is the UN's enforcement arm. Unlike the Assembly, the Security Council can issue legally binding resolutions, impose sanctions, or authorize military action. However, its power is concentrated in the P5, the five permanent members whose veto power can bring the entire organization to stand still. The day-to-day work of the United Nations happens in its vast decentralized network of agencies. Whether it's the WHO setting medical standards, the IMF stabilizing economies, or the UNHCR protecting refugees. These groups provide the technical expertise needed to solve complex problems. Look at the Paris Agreement on Climate Change or the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). These are not just policies, they are global blueprints that align international funding and civil society toward a common future. They show the UN's power to shift the global narrative even when progress is slow. But of course, the United Nations is not perfect. It faces structural gridlock due to the P5 veto, bureaucratic inefficiencies, and the fundamental reality that it cannot force sovereign states to comply with its mandates. It is often underfunded and vulnerable to the political whims of its most powerful donors. But yet, we must ask, what is the alternative? In a divided world, the UN provides the only platform where every nation, great or small, can gather to debate and negotiate.
It remains the essential engine of our collective survival. Our future depends not on whether the UN is perfect, but on our willingness to sustain the cooperation it represents.